Okay, so new project, hit new project. Okay, hit new project, and then you can choose. So we're gonna make 2D. Okay, select 2D and name that project whatever you gonna name it. I'm gonna name it something like 2D platformer, 2D platformer tutorial. Okay, I'm gonna name this tutorial 2D platformer. You can choose location where you want to save. I'm gonna leave it as it is in the local disk F and create that project. Okay, create that project. Okay, it will take a little longer, like it will load up all the elements that need. Okay, so it's loading up. So we will see you soon. Okay, so okay, so once it open up, it will look like this. Your project folder will be here, I guess. Okay, in the top. You can toggle it down anywhere you want. You can do this, like you can change game to scene. Okay, but I like this, so I'm just gonna toggle it bottom. Okay, and I'm gonna move this game to like here, and it's fine. If you mess up with anything, go to window. If you like, if you don't have the like, if I close this. Okay, close tab. Okay, if you don't have, so you just go to window. Okay, then general, then console, it will bring up. If you mess up with anything, okay, if you mess up with anything, go to just window. Okay, window, general, you can see inspector, hierarchy, project, console, all of them. Okay, it will look like this when once you open up. I'm gonna move this project folder over here. Over, oh no god. So I'm gonna move this to the bottom. Okay, so once you open up, it will look like this. So select the main camera. This is main camera. Okay, main camera also a game object. This is a game object. Okay, this camera is game object. Okay, we will create game object to do something. We will like so go to main camera. Okay, go to main camera. In the inspector you can see background. Okay, background, select that, choose any color you like. I'm just darkish. I'm gonna make it little dark like this. Okay, cool. So what are we gonna do over here? And in the scenes over here we have sample scenes. Okay, this also is a game object. Okay, this scene also is a game object, like this. If I just go to hierarchy, right click, create. Okay, create game object. Okay, this game object has transform, it has position, it has rotation, it has scale. Okay, so right click on the transform and reset. Okay, reset, it gonna reset position x y z. Okay, 2000 and all the things. Okay, so we add component to do like jump, move, anything like that. Okay, we add component for that. So what we gonna do? We gonna do rename this game object. Okay, rename this game object. By the way, delete this one. Okay, delete this one. Right click. Okay, right click, 2D object, sprite, and then square. Okay, 2D object, sprite, and then select the square. Okay, select the square and go to inspector, right click, reset. Okay, reset, and select the move tool over here. Select the move tool over there and move it down. Okay, move it down. We're gonna make this ground. Okay, what we gonna do? We're gonna make this ground. So what we can do, select that square, right click on it, rename that, or go select that game object, go to inspector, rename that to like ground. Okay, ground. Okay, ground. and scale the X position. Okay, scale it in the X position, scale it in the X position. Okay, scale it, like select like 10 or 15. I guess 15 is kind of good. Okay, and you can also choose color. In this sprite renderer you can see the color field. Okay, color field, select that and make it green. Okay, make it green, so it's a ground. Okay, it's a ground. So what we gonna do, we're gonna add component. What component we gonna add? A box collider 2D. Okay, box collider 2D. What will this component do? This component, when something collide, it will restrict. Okay, it will restrict that game object. Okay, so box, you have to if something collide, we will get info about that also. So we need to add box collider 2D. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna create another game object. Okay, we're gonna create another game object. To do so, go to hierarchy once again, right click. Okay, right click. Okay, right click 2D object sprite, and then select the square. 2D object sprite, and then select the square. Okay, select the square and go to transform component of that square. Right click on that, reset. Okay, we're gonna name this to player. What we're gonna name, we're gonna name this to player. Okay, sorry, player, I misspelled. Okay, we're gonna name this to player. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna add a rigid body 2D. Why we're gonna add rigid body 2D? It will add gravity to this player. Okay, it will add gravity to this player. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna add component. We're gonna find over here rigid body 2D. As you can see, rigid body 2D appear. Okay, select that. Okay, now it has like one, and collision detection to discrete, select that to continuous. Okay, so this will add gravity to this player. Okay, we also need box collider to this, also need to add collider to this, or it will surpass this. Okay, like this. Okay, so we need to also add collider to this game object, means to the player. Okay, so what we're gonna do, add component, find over here box collider 2D. Okay, box collider 2D, and if you play in the top of three button, you can see play. You can select the play button and play the game. Over here your actual game will look like, and this is scene view where you can move around, move objects. Okay, like this. As you can see, it's fall down because of rigid body 2D, and we have collider. Okay, collider, that's why it's just uh, landing on that. Okay, just not moving. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna move, we're gonna like, we if we press A key, it will go left. If we press D key, it will go right. Okay, okay, so we need custom things. To do custom things, what we need, go to assets folder. Okay, go to assets, project and assets. Over there, right click, create. Okay, create, and then C# script. Okay, and then C# script. Okay, name it to player. Okay, player, name it to player, and hit enter. Okay, hit enter. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna add this player script to the, it's compiling for a bit. Okay, I'm gonna change the edit. If I go to preferences, just it will compile this player scripts for a bit. Just wait. Okay, so wait, just oh okay, cool. So what you need to do, select this game object. Okay, player, and drag the player script into that, what you made the script. Okay, and double click that to open up in Visual Studio. Okay, 2022, So double click on that to open up in Visual Studio. Okay, it will take a little time to compile. Okay, I'm just heading back to Unity. It's loaded up. It's loaded up. As you can see over here, the start function. Okay, the start function and the update function. Over here, a start function get called when the game start, and it call just one time. Okay, and this update function calls every time. It's like in 1 second 60 time. It depends upon computer, uh, how much fast your computer is. It will run so fast. Okay, this update function does run, let's average is like 60 frames per second. Okay, 60 frames in 1 second, this pass 60 frames. And the start function over here in the top. Okay, this run just one time. Okay, when the game start. Okay, so what we gonna do, if I head back to Unity. Okay, we're gonna create. Okay, we're gonna create a speed. Means how much fast we will go left or right. Okay, left or right. So what we're gonna define a variable. Okay, variable is just container. It's just container. It holds value like public. Okay, we will call public float. Okay, public float. Okay, public float, let's call this speed. Okay, let's call this speed, and control s on your keyboard to save these things. Okay, control s on your keyboard to save this. Why we make this public? Because we're gonna adjust in the inspector. Okay, if we don't make this public, okay, it on you won't able to see in inspector. If I head back to Unity, you will able to see the speed field over here, speed field over here. Okay, we made that public, so that's why it will appear in the inspector. Okay, if you make it private or something, it own. As you can see speed, and it's set to 0 because we didn't set it to anything like that. If you make private, it own, you won't able to see that field in here. Okay, so what we gonna do, we gonna the two functions. Okay, two function, we need what so go to transform, select that game object, go to transform, right click and reset, so it will reset the position. Okay, so what we gonna do, over here in the update function. Okay, update function, what we gonna do, we're gonna do input. Okay, input. Okay, dot get axis. Okay, get axis, into brackets you have to type horizontal. So what does this mean? Okay, I'm just gonna explain in a bit. So input dot get axis horizontal, it checks. Okay, it check on your keyboard if you are pressing A or D key. Okay, it checks what you pressing. If you are pressing A key, so this will be -1. Okay, if you are pressing D key, okay, D key on your keyboard, that will be 1. So it this function checks what you are pressing. If you pressing A key, it will be -1. If you are pressing D key, it will be 1. So what we gonna do, we're gonna store whatever we are doing, we're gonna store into a float. Okay, float are those number which comes with decimals like 0 0.5, 0 0.4, 1.4, 1 2 3 4. Those are float value. We're gonna put it put onto float. We will call this movement. Okay, movement, sorry, movement equal to this. So what we are it's input dot get axis function over here horizontal. Okay, this checks what you pressing. If you pressing A key, this will be -1, so movement will be -1. Okay, and if you are pressing D key, it will be 1, so movement will be 1. Okay, so what we gonna do, so so if I head back to Unity, So this is current position. Over here, transform dot position 0 0 0. So what we gonna do, we gonna like this. If we go to over here, transform, okay, transform dot position at plus, okay, plus equal, we're gonna add to our current position, okay. We are add to current position in the x direction, okay. We don't want to y direction, we just only want to x direction, okay, x direction. So what are we gonna put, we have to type new vector 3. Vector 3 over here is a three-dimensional data. It has x, y and z, okay. But what we going to do, we going transform dot position over here is current position, okay. Transform dot position over here is current position. So right click on that, reset, okay. So what we are doing, we gonna move the x, only x position, okay. We're gonna move only x position. What we gonna do, for that, we're gonna put over here movement, okay, movement. The so this here checks what you pressing. If you are pressing a key, this will be -1, so movements become -1. So over here x position becomes -1, so this will be like -1, so it will go left, okay. We also need to multiply this our movement, okay, our speed, okay. Let's set it to like 10f, okay, 10f. You have to put f in the end if it's float, okay. So we gonna multiply that, the this movement with our speed, okay. So speed, we call it speed, okay, speed. And in the y, we gonna put it 0. We don't if I head back to unity, we don't want like this, we only going to this type. So we're gonna put 0f on the y and 0f on the z axis, and close that off by semicolon, okay, semicolon. So this is what, so we also need to multiply this with time dot delta time. So let's suppose, just I'm going to time dot delta time, okay. Okay, so let's suppose you have super fast computer. So in your computer, this update function will run 120 frames in 1 second, and my computer is slow, so my computer will run 60 frame per second, okay. So there is a huge difference. Multiplying with delta time make in frame rate independence, means whatever computer you are using, it will run same frame per second, okay. 60, so 60, okay. That's it, that's what it is. So control s on your keyboard to save this and head back to unity. You will able to see, if I press a key, this will go left. If I press d key, this will go right. And we set speed 10, okay. So if I press, sorry, okay, we did some mistake over here. Speed we're gonna set to like 10f, okay, and hit play. Hit play, you will able to see that, okay. As you can see, it's moving. If I pressing a d key, okay, it's moving right. If I pressing a key, it's moving left, okay. So what's happening, okay. So this checks, okay, this input dot get axis horizontal, okay, horizontally it checks what you are pressing. If you are pressing a key, this will be -1, so movement become -1. So -1 into speed, which is 10, or 10f into time dot delta time, okay. So it will go -10, okay, over here. We are adding to current position. Transform dot position over here is current position, okay. So that's it. So what we gonna do, uh, so for this video, for this we gonna end this video. We will add something in the next tutorial, okay. We will add something in the next tutorial. this is for now. Okay,